Hey there, pool players. What's going on? My name is Danny. Today I am going to really do some deep dive into 3 racks of 8-ball break and runs and analyze the patterns that I'm using to get out of the racks. So when we're breaking, we always want to see a break that looks like this with that cue ball that stopped right in the middle of the table. Got kicked a little bit, but kind of found its way to a pretty open spot. 9-ball went into the corner. So now we got to look at the layout of the balls, the stripes and the solids. So here we got the stripes, the 14 and the 12 up at the top of the table there. Not the easiest balls to get to in the world. 5-ball is the easiest first ball out of all of them, other than maybe the 10-ball down in the corner there. But yeah, we'll start with the 5 here, and then we'll start to work our way around the table. So we'll play this one with topspin. And yeah, that 4-ball down there, that's not the last one that we want to leave. We want to make sure that we get that ball out of there pretty quick, because we do not want that to be the last ball before the 8. So made the 5 on the side, sat really nice here on the 4 that we can just use the natural angle to play some medium speed bottoms. And as you can see by the graphics on the screen, we're going to draw back now to get to the 6. So just using the natural angle that we had on the 4 into the corner, stop in a nice position to get to the 6. Now, kind of straight on the 6 here. I think my first plan, I was thinking that I wanted to get to the 7 next, but this one actually works out even better because 6-ball, we're almost straight on it. We can follow through. Just going to go up to the top end of the table here and check to make sure that both of those balls, the 1 and the 2, pass, which they do. So we'll follow through with top spin, nice light shot, good speed control, right up to the top end of the table. And give ourselves a nice little angle on the 1. So 1-ball, follow, avoiding the 2, and get over to the side rail over here for the 7. Somewhere over into that area there. So we end up, as you can see by the graphics, we're going to end up by the side pockets. Always leaving an angle to be able to go to the next ball. Sorry about the graphics up there. It got kind of jumbled together. But so position here to the 7 is going to allow us to go right behind the 2-ball. So natural angle. Just play topspin on this one. Nothing fancy to do, but again, just speed control, make the ball, and know the routes that the cue ball is going to land in. So we got a great angle there for the 3. 3 passes into the side. Now what I'm doing here is I'm going to make sure that I'm going to land on the proper side of the 3. So that right there is straight in on the 3. Going to make sure that I land on the top end of that. Yeah, I made sure this is the important shot right here, because if you're on the wrong side, then you're going towards the top end of the table, and you're going to end up having a hard time getting that 3 to the 8. So, made the shot, landed on the right side of the 3. That natural angle with some bottoms, like kind of like a stop shot, but using the natural angle that I've got on the 3. To just roll my way down to an easy shot on an 8-ball and finish out the first break and run. So there we go. Okay, so break number 2. This rack is a great example of planning patterns and figuring out where your problems are going to be and getting to them early. Right, always a key in running out 8-ball. So we made the 13 on the side. Here is where the stripes landed. Now we'll see that we don't really have a great shot here to start on the stripes. Unfortunately, sometimes that's going to determine which ball, stripes, or solids you take. The solids here, they land a lot more open. But we do have a problem with that 8 and 9 ball together. So always, always, always get to your problems first if you're planning on running out a rack. So here we're going to take the 7 in the side. It's the easiest shot. And nice little touch on the 8 just to get it open there. So planning ahead. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, because we got that 2-ball sitting down on the end of the table there that is not the easiest thing to get to in the world. So again, planning ahead and getting to problems early. So we'll take the 4, roll forward a little bit. Now this is where decisions needed to be made. I think I was looking at possibly taking the 5 with bottoms going up to the 1 next. But at the end of the day, you got to see that the problem here in this rack, the only problem that remains for the solids is that 2-ball. So got to take the light shot here. Yeah, looking at that side pocket, making sure that we're not going to run into that. So soft shot with topspin will take us right over to the side rail. And we're going to land out nicely for the 2 that we can just come back to the left side of the table here. Play to the big areas, not getting into trouble. And we'll just take this one in with top right and come off that bottom rail and then side long rail there and sit up nicely for the 1. After that, the 1, 3, 6, they're all out in the open, but the problem is going to be getting back to the 8. So that's where we got to start planning right about this point right here. So, again, with the graphics, we get a little bit bunched up in the top there. But, yeah, just going to land over onto the right side of the table there. This one here, you don't really have to have too much of a plan for which ball is next. But landing good areas for where you're going to have the best opportunity to finish out a rack. So, on this one here, could take the 6 and go short rail on the top there and around, but then the 12 ball might get in the way. Don't have the best opportunity to be able to get back to the 8 there. So we'll take the 3, top lefts, check the angle off of that rail. And now we just got to navigate the side pockets and the 12 ball, which this is not the easiest shot in the world because we got to be on the left-hand side of the table here to get to the 8. That's like the only place that it goes. So this just comes down to touch, feel, speed of the table. And that is about perfect. So hit this with tops, make sure that we stay away from the corner pockets and that. And there we go. Okay guys, so rack number 3, this is definitely a tricky one. You're going to see by where the balls land and the clusters that come out of it that not an easy rack to run out. Hit a really nice break. 10 ball and the 4 ball both go into the same side. And now we've got decision to make. We've got the 3 and the 5 stuck together, the 1 and the 7 stuck together. A 6 ball that's pretty covered up by 4 stripes, and a 2 ball that's stuck down on the end rail. For the stripes, I mean, everything's pretty much open, but the first shot is maybe the most difficult part. So, I don't like combos. I try to stay away from them. I suggest the same thing to you, because you never know where balls are going to go. So, the 15 here, it passes into the corner, and I can just play a nice little soft draw shot like that and just stay there for the 9 ball in the same pocket again. Right? So after that, we can just move our way out to the middle of the table. We would have the 11, the 14, either one of those balls next. And now basically all of the problems of the table are solved. So we just gotta figure out a way to get to that 13. I think on this one here, I had started thinking about doing the 11 ball now, but doing that, you're going to bring in the side pocket into play. You might roll forward and get stuck behind the 6, and always remember, you got to get to your problems early. So I do decide to take this 14, hit a pretty firm shot, like a stop shot, use the natural angle to be able to come over to the right-hand side long rail, and sit out nicely for the 13. Shot on the 13, I know I'm going to be coming towards the 6. You would have really, really, really bad luck here if you were going to get stuck like on the worst spot on the table to not have a shot on the 12 or the 11 next. So I decided to take this with top, little bit of right hand side, and I'm going to run towards the 6 ball, knowing that I'm probably not going to run into any problems here, and this is going to give me a nice little angle on the 12 to just be able to roll forward, and then just kind of come over towards the middle of the table here for the 11 in the side, and then we'll be able to draw back. That's where I want to go, but I hit this way light. There we go. So it's kind of straight on that shot. You see by the power that I hit it at. Just had to as much speed into it to try to keep the ball moving as possible. So I go plan out exactly where I want to be on the 8 ball. So I want to draw back to there. So we're just going to hit bottoms. And then I do that. Totally didn't get into that ball. Didn't hit low enough on the cue ball at all, but if this is what you're going to leave yourself, you better get it. So just stay down, concentrate on the pot, topspin on the cue ball, stay away from the side pockets, and figure out a way out of the rack. So there we go, guys. As always, pool players, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click on the subscribe button right here to see more pool videos. Until next time, stay down, follow through, and I wish you the best of rolls.